When charting the performance of funds in analytics, the system gives me the opportunity to toggle between different price types, meaning on the right hand side, when I create a table or a chart, there's a price type tab on the right, and it allows me to choose between whether I want to look at price, total return, or gross return, or a combination of all three. Now, ultimately, total return is going to be the one that's usually the default. There will be certain in universes that you select, like the pension universe, that will automatically toggle to gross. But total return will be showing you the return of that fund net of income reinvested taxed at basic rate. Now, if you want to show the performance of that fund not with any income reinvested, then you can select price, and gross return will be, yes, the income of the fund will be reinvested into the performance, but it won't be taxed, i.e. a pension fund. So the system does give you the ability to select between those different options on the right before you go and create a chart. There is one particular chart that can actually chart the income produced of these income producing funds. So the example I've got in front of me here, on the left hand side, I've selected a income share class of the World Equity Fund by Aberdeen Standard, and on the right hand side under chart type, instead of just running off a normal line chart, if I click on the income earned chart, it does exactly that. It charts the income earned with whatever you've got on the left. I'll go and select a time period, 5 years. We'll say the investment amount is 40,000 into that fund, and click on generate. And the chart will just simply show you the income earned with the fund that we've selected. And as you can see, had I have invested 40,000 5 years ago, it tracks the level of income payments off the back of that 40,000. And if you look at the very bottom there in brackets, it's telling you the level of income that fund would have paid out is £7,204. Now, if we come back to the main screen, as I said earlier, you can actually chart a combination of these different price types. So if I take the same fund as I did before, this time I've flicked the feature back to just a standard performance line chart, again charting over 5 years. I've added a lump sum of £40,000, and under price type, I'm able to chart the price and the total return of that one fund. So click on generate, and the chart essentially shows you the difference. So the pink line is that fund paying out that income, the income of which we just charted a second ago. And this is the grey line is showing you the performance of that fund with that income reinvested. So I'm able to show both fund with and without income reinvested. It's not just funds you can do that on, you can run that against indices as well. We have the total return and price return of every index. So if I go and select the FTSE 100 on the left hand side and run exactly the same chart as I did for that fund a second ago, you'll see a very similar chart, the FTSE 100 with and without income dividend reinvested. And lastly, whilst we're on the topic of price type, there is actually another option that you can toggle between, which is currency, which obviously massively will impact the performance of the charts you're creating. More often than not, it's used when someone may be investing in an offshore fund, and when they go and buy and sell those funds, the offshore fund is denominated in a slightly different currency, so they are going to experience those currency fluctuations. So I can set the currency I'm charting on. So generally, if I'm charting in UK with UK funds, it's going to automatically default to pound sterling. But if the fund that I'm investing in is US dollar, then I don't want those currency fluctuations to affect the line chart. So therefore, I can just simply chart the performance as in its local currency, which would be dollar. Or I can, incidentally, just select US dollar, which would be down at the very bottom. A slightly unknown feature in analytics that not all the people realise is we've actually got currencies on the left-hand side as well. So you can actually chart the currency performance of one against another. This comes up every now and again. So on the left-hand side over here, you've got currencies. You can click on that. We've got a fair few of them. So if I wanted to chart the performance of the euro against the pound, I can select euros on the left-hand side and click on add. And on the right-hand side, I want to chart over the last 5 years how it's fared against pound sterling, and click on generate. And that's essentially exactly what this system would do. It will take euros, convert them into pounds, and track it over the last 5 years. So I hope you found that short tip useful. As ever, any questions you might have for us, click on live chat in the bottom right hand corner, click on the contact us tab on the left to talk to our help desk, and you've also got training and guides on the left hand side, so you can schedule a training session with our training team or look at one of the many guides we've got attached into analytics for the various features available.